Alright. Hey! You're probably looking at this like, what the hell am I looking at? Well, good thing you asked. This is the Circle of Fifths. It's a very useful little tool for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to be going over a few of its uses. So, remember how I said in the last video how there's a really super fast and cool way to figure out what notes are in a key signature beyond just like counting intervals? Well, this is a big way of getting there, and this is it. So, a little offhand knowledge you need to know is that key signatures, some key signatures have like 1 sharp, 2 sharps, 3 sharps, and they always go in this order: F, C, G, D, A, E, B, right? And for flats, they go in that order but reversed, so B, G, C, F. I recommend just remembering that flats go B, G, C, F, because then you can just reverse it to sharps. And what I mean by an order is like, so you look at C, right? Right here on the circle of fifths. And, okay, that is 0 sharps and 0 flats. So let's go up 1 to G. Well, this has 1 sharp. So if it has 1 sharp, because we went up 1, it could only have F, because that's the first sharp. So then we go to D, the next one. That's 2 away from C, so it has 2 sharps. So it has to have F and C sharp, and the rest of the notes are just natural. And you follow this pattern, like E, you would have 4. And then with flats, it's that in reverse. So F has 1 flat, so B. B flat has 2, so B flat and E flat, and just go on from that point, right? So that's the super fast way of getting key signatures, and it's a really nice, because eventually you'll just have all of them in your head, and this is a really fast way to get them. Now, another thing you might be noticing is, well, there's AM, AM under C, right? Well, these are minor key signatures. And what this is saying is that C major has the exact same notes in it as A minor. And this works for every key signature. Every major key signature has a minor key signature hiding in it. And how you calculate it is with intervals, where it's like, so if you take C and go a minor third down, you get to A. So that means that C major is also A minor. If you take D and go a minor third down, you get a B. So D major is also B minor. And if you know, like, an A minor chord is A, C, E, so you know that C will be the major. And this effectively halves the amount of key signatures you need to remember, because if C and A are exactly the same, just memorize one of them, you know? The only thing you have to keep in mind is like harmonic minor and melodic minor, but that's just changing at most 2 notes. So you're fine. Now, another really cool and ridiculously important thing this circle gives us is another form of resolution with chords, where I talked a little bit about how certain chords resolve to other chords. And I used diminished chords as an example because it's easy to explain. A diminished chord will resolve up to the chord a half step above it, above the root. But if you look at this circle, and let's start at D, so you have a D major chord, that will resolve into, go down 1, go this way, a G major chord or a G minor chord. Anyone works. And then, well, a G major chord, only a major chord. A good way to think of this is if you want a chord to resolve mainly only major or diminished in terms of a real pool, but you could also use minor. It just won't sound as strong as a resolution as a major chord. So if you have a G major chord, it can resolve to a C major or minor chord. A C major chord can resolve to an F major or minor chord, and this keeps going all the way around the circle. Cool, right? This is what you would call a dominant chord. So a G major chord is the dominant chord of C, and so it resolves to C. A C major chord is the dominant chord of F, so it resolves to F. And this makes it really useful and really easy to understand. And the reason it resolves so nicely is because each one of these notes are spaced a perfect fifth apart from one another. So a perfect fifth is one of the strongest intervals you could have, just sound-wise. It's hard to get a stronger relationship than that. And that's why they pull to one another so harsh and so nicely. And that's why you could set up resolution. So it's good to just kind of have this thing in your head, just to be able to, like, not even looking at it, be like C, G, D, A, E, B, you get it. You don't really need to do it that fast. It's nice to have this in your head, because then you just know how everything resolves, pretty much. And yeah, that was the circle of fifths. It's a very, very important thing to know, and I hope this video was helpful in some way. Anyway, I will catch you all later. Astralis Beats logging out. Nailed it. I'm so cool. I'm so fucking cool.